Test 1, 2. The boy stood on the burning deck, which was made of brass. He did a triple somersault and landed on his hands and knees. Louise has affected my life profoundly in many, many ways. And I can recall the first time I was chatting with her, and it was on a tour of Australia, and it was one of the first conversations we ever had. And so I was trying to rush her around, and no one should rush Louise around. She is right time, right space, all in its good time type of person. And I said, Louise, let's do this and let's kill two birds with one stone. And Louise looked at me horrified and said, why would you want to kill two birds? So from that moment on, I was really careful. Now I say, let's kill two stones with one bird. And it says a lot about her, because she always walks a talk, and she's always careful in the choice of words, and everyone around her seems to pick up on that. And I find that from that moment on, I really was careful in what I said. You know, I stopped saying, I can't stand this, that person's a pain in the neck, or I'm hopeless, because I'm hopeless because I can't remember people's names, or I'm useless because I lose the car keys. From the first time I met Louise, I realised how important your word is, and how it can affect your character, your self-esteem, who you believe you are. And so I always try to be impeccable with my word. And so, sure, I don't remember names, but I sure remember faces. And I've never lost the car keys, I just misplaced them for a few seconds. And so that's more accurate, that's more in line. And Louise has, taught me that at a very, very early stage of our association, and it's helped me right through all my business life. I always try to be a lot more careful with my words and be impeccable with my words, so that people understand what I truly mean and how I truly feel, rather than trying to second guess it all. Words are absorbed on many, many levels. My forte is dream coaching. I'm a dream coach, not a dream analyst or a dream interpreter. A dream coach assists people to decode their dreams in their own special way and get the messages that they need to get, rather than decode other people's dreams, and rather than try to, solve the problems of the world via dreams. All they need to do is decode their dreams and work out what adds meaning to their life. So as a dream coach, the power of word is very, very apparent to me, because every word that you speak, every motion, every feeling, everything that you take in during the day is processed during your sleep time. And what we do, we have this facility of collecting all this information, and then it has to be filed somewhere or disposed of. Much the same as you do with your computer every day. You get an inbox full of mail, and you have to decide what's junk, what's spam, what's important to answer, what's interesting to read and doesn't need a response. And so words are exactly the same as that. They penetrate our mind, and even right down to the cellular level. And it's very, very important then to be able to process those. And once you fall asleep, and during the sleep process, we review everything that's happened during the day, and we almost jumble it all up. It's like you get a jigsaw puzzle, and you look down, and the puzzle, the whole picture is apparent to you. Now, to really excel, you have to put put all the pieces and jumble them all up and put them all over the place and then put it back together, and then you understand the picture again. Well, that's how we manufacture memory. We pick up all the information, we see it all during the day, it gets jumbled up and filed and all messed up, and then it gets reprogrammed in a fashion our mind can understand it, and then we manufacture memory. Because we speak in metaphors, but we dream in symbols. So we have to see a symbol that will create a memory. Let me give you a quick example of that. If you keep seeing apples in your dreams, it doesn't necessarily mean health. It could mean your iPod, it could mean your Macintosh computer. We see a symbol of the iPod and the Macintosh computer in our dreams as an apple, and then that gets filed into our mind, Macintosh. It could mean forbidden fruit. It could mean enlightenment. It doesn't matter what it is you dream or the words you hear during the day, they still have to be processed as symbols. Our right brain takes over, becomes dominant while we're asleep. And the language of our creative, expansive brain is symbols, whereas the left brain is more logical. Like, you need your left brain fully in gear if you're balancing your check account, balancing the budget. You need to understand complex issues. Well, the left brain is in charge. But when you are catching 40 winks, you want to get a good night's sleep. You want the logical part of you to relax and reprogram itself and run a maintenance program. And so what happens is, while we're dreaming, we actually see dreams to keep us asleep. They're much in the same way. If you've got a bunch of kids running around and they're misbehaving, you put on a DVD, put on their favourite movie, they're watching the movie, and you can go ahead and do your housework, or you can go ahead and do what you plan to do because they're distracted. Well, the same thing works with our dreams. We dream to keep us asleep, to give us the maximum number of hours of sleep, because the more sleep we get, the more refreshed we are, the more positive we are when we wake up. And it's very, very important to wake up each and every morning optimistic. Because if you don't feel like getting out of bed, how are you going to earn an income to feed yourself and your loved ones? And how are you going to pass on your genes and feel like it? How are you going to create the next generation if you're not optimistic? And so this is something that came to us right at primordial times. The facility, all mammals dream, but humans have got perhaps the most creative mind in this universe, and 1/3 of that of our existence every day is spent sleeping. It must be valuable, it must be important, or we would have eliminated it. We would have bred that out of our system. Like, there was a time where we had tails and hair all over our body, and we don't have that anymore because we've decided as humans we want to stand up straight and we want to wear bikinis, and therefore all the hair disappeared and our tails disappeared because we don't need them anymore. We're not going to swing from trees anymore. Now, if dreaming wasn't useful, we would have adapted out of our systems. There will come a time when everyone's children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren will end up having longer and stronger thumbs. Only because right now they're all SMSing and texting one another, and they're using this. And keyboards will disappear because everyone can't be bothered with carrying around a xylophone. They got a little phone and bang, 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 and they get the message off, and they know shortcuts, and there's a whole new language appearing. Now, why? Because it's more useful to us. And so if dreams weren't useful to us, we would have cancelled them out of the system. They are unfiltered, clean, pure messages from our subconscious, and they are telling us what's going on in our in our heart, in our what adds meaning to our lives. Now, Louisa's work supports all that, because if you go to bed feeling grumpy, worrying about the mortgage, feeling as though you haven't got enough to maintain life, then of course you're going to wake up feeling depressed, melancholy. But what if you went to sleep believing that all is well, you are safe, everything will appear at the right time when it's supposed to, believing that the answers will make themselves apparent, the healer will appear when you need it, the information that you need to proceed will present itself when you need it. These are all basic Louise L. Hay philosophies, and if you accept those philosophies as you fall asleep, and you fall asleep with a feeling of abundance, a feeling that you are safe, you wake up in a more optimistic frame of mind, and that in itself will make things appear much quicker. It's the same principle as if you left a light on the back porch on at night. Within minutes, every moth in town is going to be attracted. They're attracted by the warmth, they're attracted by the light, and they want to hang around that bulb. Well, if you see that you are that light, if you are warm and supportive and you're oozing optimism, people will just want to hang around you just to feel good. The moment they want to hang around you, opportunities happen, and fear and frustration can't reside where someone feels abundant. If you take the time to respect your dreams and realise that you are able to reprogram your life through them, if you get to the point where you can have lucid dreams and you actually tell yourself that you are healthy, abundant, and extremely attractive, then it will transmute into your waking life, because you've accepted at a cellular level. And lucid dreaming does this for you the same as it goes beyond creative visualization. It goes beyond the law of attraction. This is you and you alone in a realm that actually creates the very next day. And you're able to program this. And so to that end, as you fall asleep with this feeling of abundance, fall asleep with a feeling of being safe and nurtured. And you'll find that the dreams you have are dreams where you are climbing mountains and you are achieving. You're going up an elevator, you're going up an escalator, you're climbing to the top of a cliff. You get to the cliff edge and you jump and you begin to fly, and you look down and you're able to perceive all that's around you. You don't have to flap your wings, it's effortless. And so you see these dreams where you're actually going to the highest point. A lot of dreams will be in the attic of the house, on the top of a house, on top of a building. You see yourself ascending. And these feelings carry on when you wake up. You don't know why. You don't even have to recall your dreams. You wake up and you feel refreshed and optimistic. Now the idea is to make sure you go to sleep with the creation of these feelings. I recommend to anyone that I work with, grab a deck of Louisa's Power Thought cards and just go through the cards and see which one resonates with you that particular night, and take that card and put it underneath your pillow and sleep on it. Some of the most incredible breakthroughs that mankind uses today or enjoys have come via dreams. We all have heard how that statement, oh look, I'll sleep on it. That's because you know that there's answers there. We can all invent anything we want. It's all available to us. The only thing we need to do is believe that they are valuable, have self-belief, and then sleep on it, and it will manifest.